Welcome to Lamb Living. It's another napkin exchange challenge for October, and our hosts are Sarah from Sunflowers and DIYing, and the guest host or co-host is Bella from Bella's Bargains. Now, I was sent napkins from Jackie from Mamma Mia DIY. She was the guest host last month, and she wrote me a sweet card that said, "Dear Holly, I hope you like the napkins I have sent you. I can't wait to see what you make with them. Best wishes, Jackie from Mamma Mia DIY." Ooh, Jackie must like to shop online as well. I see a familiar online shopping site there. Beautiful sunflowers. Sunflowers are part of our challenge for this month. We were challenged by Sarah to make a Thanksgiving table centerpiece. Ooh, that's going to be a beautiful napkin for that. And of course, there it is, the sunflower. Sarah's YouTube channel is called Sunflowers and DIYing. So part of the challenge was to also put sunflowers into one of our challenge pieces, one of our DIYs or our projects for this napkin exchange. And Jackie sure did come in with the goods. Beautiful napkins. Look at that one. And then she sent me some solids. That was a great idea. And then, it's Christmas. I've already done 2 Christmas videos, and I am in the mood. It doesn't take much. Okay, we've got Santa, we've got a snowman, we've got red and green, and then, wait for it. Oh, the buffalo check in black and white, the little red truck, and oh my goodness, we will see that again for sure this season coming up on Christmas. Oh my, that's a pretty napkin right there. For sure, yes, my table is black and white buffalo check right now. So that you'll see that in just a little while. Now, this little candy dish I got at Hello Goodbye, one of my favorite thrift stores here in Glenn County, and that little red line through the $2 means 75% off. So I got this little cutie for 50 cents. And of course, I brought it home, got it all washed up and dried. And then I am going to use this as a candy dish. Another part of the challenge was you could either do a Thanksgiving centerpiece or a candy dish. And of course, you know, me being me, I did both. So I have 4 DIYs in this particular video. And they all use napkins, and they all kind of fit along with the challenge that Sarah gives. I love to do these challenges because it kind of gets my juices flowing. I start thinking. And so this is plaster chalk paint by Waverly. I get this at Walmart. And I'm going to give it 3 coats. Now, I'm only doing the underside so that I can, not only can I use this for a candy dish, and it's food safe on the other side, I also can use it as a decor. So I can flip it over and just have a little leaf sitting on the table, or I could lean it. It's a good leaner in a hutch or in a tiered tray. So it has lots of versatility, this little cutie. And if you can see the leaf laying right there, it has the divots or the ribs to the leaf are on the underside. So when I distress it with my sandpaper, my sanding block, it's going to bring out those ribs. And I love distressing glass, because glass and chalk paint are just such a good little marriage together, because the plaster, of course, has a white sheen to it. And then, see, there's the glass. So it is food safe. And I will wipe this down. I was just kind of cleaning up that edge there, if anything got on the top. And I have fussy cut out a bunch of the leaves. I left the ones that were kind of red, because even though I'm totally in the mood for Christmas, I am not letting that come out until Christmas. So I'm fully in the oranges and the sagey greens and all things fall right now. In most of my house, I do have a Christmas tree up, if you've seen my Christmas videos, in my piano studio. So look at how that distresses. I'm just bringing out the ribs to that leaf, and it looks so pretty from the other side. I'm sure I'll show it to you. And then I wipe it down with a baby wipe. There we go, yes. And so you can see, it just brings out that beautiful distressing, or those beautiful little ribs on that leaf. And I think this took this little 50-cent glass dish just to another level. I love it. So I'm just going to put a layer of Mod Podge. Now, I could have skipped this step because I am going to be Mod Podging. Beautiful. I love that. Yay. All right. Now I am going to be Mod Podging these little leaves to the edge. And I'm going to do the edges first because I want to be able to see the leaves when it's being used as a candy dish. Flipped up on the leaf side where the ribs are. But then I also want to be able to flip it over and use it as just a piece of decor, a table sitter. So I could have skipped that one layer of Mod Podge, but it certainly didn't hurt it. So I'm kind of randomly making, the leaves make sense on the edges. Just this and that, kind of trying to make it look not so orderly, like leaves falling from the trees. Here in South Georgia, we have a lot of live oaks and evergreens, so we stay green all year round. But it definitely, we get a little bit of dimness, and we have some trees that do change. And they're going to start changing in November. We haven't seen that yet. Usually right around Thanksgiving, if there's any vines, all the kudzu in the trees, they're going to put on a show. And they will change the week of Thanksgiving, and they'll look just like this. And that's where we get our color, because most of our trees are evergreens with all the live oaks down here and the Spanish moss hanging in the trees. It's just a beautiful, magical place. And so just a few more, and I cut out just the right amount. Not too much, not too little. I'm trying to keep those ribs that I distressed. I'm trying not to cover those up. Strategically placing my little leaves so they're random. And I just love the way this turned out. I'm going to show you both ways, both as a candy dish and as a piece of leaf decor for fall. I love it. Oh my goodness, look at that. You get a little bit of that black and white buffalo check from my table. And then there it is, flipped up. Has a little candy corn in it. I am a candy corn fan. I've found that either you love it or you hate it. Well, I love candy corn. All right, now I wanted to show you my bead garlands that I have hanging in my dining room windows. I changed these out for the seasons, and it was definitely time to change them because hanging with those galvanized signs, home and grateful and welcome, were lemon rounds. So it was definitely time to change them. I did lemons for summer. All right, now you see the Waverly antiquing wax there from Walmart. I'm going to take that on a paper plate, and then that is my tea. That's my cup there, that pink cup. And I drink decaf unsweetened tea with a little bit of lemon every day. I drink, just gallons of it. We make it every day. We make fresh brewed tea. And so I thought that would be perfect for my antique wax, just to water it down a little bit. It was either that or the water from my paintbrush water, and that was all plaster, which actually might have been interesting, but tea it was. And so I am going to antique wax one side of these beautiful cutouts from the Dollar Tree. And I am so impressed with these cutouts. Look at the grain that is coming out from that antiquing on that acorn. And then look over there on those leaves. They really have done a nice job with their wood cutouts for crafting. All right. Now, on that side, I'll be putting a stamp from IOD. I have the Bountiful Harvest stamps from IOD. And then on the other side, on the unfinished side, I'll be putting a napkin from Jackie. So there's a pumpkin. It has that nice little eye there, a little knot. And I'm trying not to get the wax on the other side because I want that to be nice and light to accept the napkin. Napkins always look truer and brighter if you have a light surface to put it on. There we go. There's our light surface for the napkin. Oh, yes. I think that pumpkin one sounds appropriate. So here we go. Beautiful. Look at the grain on that. I picked the prettiest side to antique wax. And then there's the plaster. No. I'm not going to do it because my furniture in my dining room is ivory. It's kind of a shabby chic ivory set that we got a long time ago when we lived in Virginia. And it's held up beautifully. I love my dining room set. But it is basically the color of that wood. So I don't want white. I want that kind of ivory off-white plaster look. That's perfect for the dining room. So I'm going to leave that natural wood and put my napkin on that. It's light enough. And I'm going to tap, tap, tap. Now, I know a lot of people like to use cling wrap to tap, tap, tap down their napkin onto the Mod Podge. I prefer to use clean, dry hands. I like to touch it. I like to feel it. I like to pull out the fold and make sure you can't see that fold line. And here I'm showing you that I do half and half. And I'm going to pull, pull, pull. I'm going to do that fold line first. Tap, tap, tap. And just feel that it's all down. And then I'll go back and kind of seal it just gently. Yep, I'm going to let it dry. Whoops, I want to fix that little bit down there. So I'll tap, tap, tap. And we'll let it dry. And we'll come back. Now, there's that beautiful sunflower napkin. And I was going to put that on there. I'm going to kind of tear it up. And I didn't want a real symmetrical pattern. So I'm going to kind of tear it in pieces. And then, there it is. It had 3 plies. I see ya. So I didn't see it to begin with. I thought we had 2 plies. The other napkins I've used so far have been 2-ply. So there's the 3-ply. Sometimes I like to use that middle ply because it usually has kind of a lighter version of the print. And maybe next time I will use it. It was pretty on this napkin. I've never seen this napkin. I don't know where Jackie got this one. It was pretty. But again, we were challenged to add sunflowers into our dining room, into our tablescape. And so I'm just going to place my sunflower napkin around and then try to make it look somewhat random. Now, to be honest, here at my house, for the last few years, my parents have started snowbirding down here for the winter, and they come the beginning of November and they stay through the end of March. And so we've been having Thanksgiving for years and years. We had Thanksgiving in Kingsport, Tennessee, at my parents' house, and we used to love to trek up to, grandmama's house and granddaddy's house in Kingsport. But now that the kids are grown and all the grandkids are, going hither and yon and getting married and whatnot, then Mom and Dad decided to start coming down here for the winters. The Thanksgiving's been at our house, which we love, love, love. My husband and I love to host. And so we make a week of it. And we actually, for the last 2 years, we've eaten outside on the deck. We take the tables and eat out there. And so I will be doing a little bit different tablescape for out there. And I may show that to you later in a later video as we get a little closer to Thanksgiving, because that's a real special time. Now, last year it was chilly. So my husband bought one of those heaters, those big, tall outdoor heaters, and I was perfectly fine out there with that heater. And we have loved having our Thanksgiving dinner outside. Lots of candles, lots of the little string lights, and it's just lots of fun. All right, I get my IOD supplies at Cottle & Gun in St. Mary's, Georgia, and I will put the link to their website in my description box below. But your supplier, it can be found on the IOD Iron Orchid Designs website, you can find your stockist or supplier, and that's close to you, because they, you want to support your local business. And so we head down to St. Mary's. My husband and I love to go to St. Mary's. They have some good restaurants down there. And they also, I always get to run in Coddle and Gun and check out all the goodies. So I have run some sandpaper. We learned in my farmhouse Christmas video that you definitely want to sandpaper those new stamps from IOD so they don't slip. I did it. I did every single one of them, and none of them slipped. And take a look at this. I used green ink on this one, the ink I bought at Hobby Lobby. Ooh, I just love those leaves. My goodness, that looks so good on that leaf. Look how pretty that antiquing wax is on that leaf. So pretty. And then with that stamp, of course I clean it right after, and I'm going to actually put it down in some water. My husband's getting me a pan of water, so we're going to keep those nice and clean. And then there's that beautiful acorn with all the sunflowers kind of randomly put on one side. And I'm going to poke out the hole because I'm going to hang those from my beaded garlands in the dining room. And then I think, I got a piece of wheat and then a leaf. And I'm going to use some of the masks. These IOD, Iron Orchid designed stamps, all come with masks now. And you can make things look like they're behind other pictures in your stamps. So here I go. I'm inking up my wheat and my little leaf. I'm going to put that down on the bottom of the acorn because it's going to hang from the little hole, so it's going to hang tip down. Right. Push, push, push. Beautiful. Now let that dry for a minute while I clean up my stamps. I'll get those wiped off and put into the water. Now there's the mask. It's all dry, so I put the mask down on the leaf. I'm going to ink up that wheat again, and I'm going to make it look like this piece of wheat is behind the leaf. And you'll see how that is, and it's so pretty. I end up putting a little acorn right on top in black ink. Love it. I just love that. I love how that works with the masks. So easy. Yep, and I'm going to clean that mask as well because it got ink on it. This ink is really nice from Hobby Lobby. I did the same thing with my pumpkin. I stamped the largest pumpkin kind of askew on the wood cutout, and then I'm going to put this little smaller version like it's sitting right behind his big friend, the big orange pumpkin. Here we go. Right onto that mask. Push, push, push. Every little piece of area on that stamp. Yep. Get it all down. It didn't slip one bit, not even on that mask. And look at that. Perfect. And when you pull up the mask, the pumpkin is behind the orange one. I love that. That is like magic. Alrighty, here are my hanging garlands. You can kind of see my blow-ups out there. It's nighttime, so they're just a-glowing and being all cheerful. Oh, look at that stamp on the back of that and those galvanized wreaths. Gratitude. I think that says gratitude. It might say grateful. And then all the fall florals. I've added some cotton pods from the Dollar Tree to make it look just a little more fall. And I think they look, there's the pumpkin. All right, just a reminder, this is the Napkin Exchange Challenge. Our host is Sarah, and our co-host is Bella. Be sure to check out that playlist below. Now, another thing that Sarah challenged us with was a sunflower element to our centerpiece for Thanksgiving, our dinner table. And so I'm going to take these little cuties, these little boxes from the Dollar Tree. They have these every season with different shapes for the seasons. And so I chose an acorn and a pumpkin, kind of part of the theme of my fall decorations. And I'm taking that same antique wax by Waverly, and mixing it with my tea. And I am antique waxing everything but the front, and that's where, ooh, that beautiful sunflower napkin is going to go. And here we go, all finished. And the background to that is kind of a barnwood kind of look to it, beautiful distressed wood. So I'm going to peel off the backing. That was a 2-ply there. And it's going to get the same treatment. Now I am going to take a little dry brush and get some of the globs. I got a little heavy on my Mod Podge there. And tap, tap, tap with my dry, clean fingers. And then I'm lightly making sure all the edges are covered and in the Mod Podge. And I'll let that dry, and then we'll go back with our nail files. I get my nail files, the big, long, black ones, from, I order them through Amazon. And then, of course, that sanding block from the Dollar Tree is a staple in my craft stash. I have to have those. Those are great. There we go. Love it. Now, we have some little cutouts. I did the pumpkin. Now I'm going to take my X-Acto, and now that our napkin is dry and our Mod Podge is dry, we're going to go back in and, cut out those little napkin pieces. I could put an LED tea light down in there, but you can see that the boxes on these don't go all the way out to the cutouts. It's part of the cutouts, but not all of it. So I'll have to come back in when I stain these little apples. Those are from the Dollar Tree. You remember when all the little shapes? Now in the Dollar Tree, all you have are the Christmas trees and the little angels and little snowmen. But for fall, and they may still have some of these out, they were apples and little pumpkins and cute things like that. So I wanted to put feet on this. I think feet makes anything look better, putting a little beads or feet. And so I could have easily put just, beads. But I decided that I would just antique wax some of these little apples. I bought a bunch of them and went a little apple crazy this fall. So I'm trying to use up my stuff. And so I took my little wire cutters and I snipped off yep, there we go. We got that little piece right there in the box, waxed and darkened a little bit. Now I'm going back with my sanding block and doing a little distressing. There we go. And give the middles of those apples just a little bit of lightness and distressing. And then I'm just going to use hot glue to put these on. I use Gorilla Glue hot glue sticks, and I have never had any trouble with them popping off unless I put some force to it and pop them off myself. That's why I just love hot glue, because not only is it very strong, but with a little force I can make it come back off pretty easy. All right, so much better. Everything looks better with some feet. Let's make risers out of these cute little boxes. Now I got these floral picks from the Dollar Tree. This was just called Floral Garden Bouquet. And I used my wire cutters and I cut them apart and put one pick for each. So this pick included a couple of sunflowers, a little pumpkin on a pick, and then a pine cone. So that looked great. All right, we're on to our last DIY, and I decided I wanted to make some little chunky signs out of these little cutie patooties. Sometimes I like to just keep Dollar Tree signs like they are. I think those sayings are perfect. I love fall most of all, and in everything give thanks. Preach. That's me all day long. And so I'm not going to be using the leaf side to this napkin. And I've done this before in a fall DIY video. I'm going to use the backing. With Mod Podge, and a good bit actually, I use a little bit more Mod Podge than normal. I'm going to distress these little cute signs. Oh my gourd, I love fall. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. And I'm going to load it up with Mod Podge, probably more than I normally would, but I'm going to be careful. And then I'm going to put even more Mod Podge on top, And I'm not even worried about tapping it down because I'm going to load it up with Mod Podge. And when this dries, you're going to see that beautiful, that darling little saying through it. But it's going to get a bit of softness and a finished look that is just, I love it. I do this all the time. I use the back of napkins to distress instead of using paint or wax. I think this works as well. I like to use all the things to distress with. But look at that. You can still see that saying as clear as a bell, but it looks softer. And to get that crisp edge, of course, got to use our little sanding block, which I use all the time. And boy, I'll use these sanding blocks until they just don't have anything left. Same thing for my nail files. I mean, they're going to be smooth before I throw them away. I use them all. All right, now we're going to make a chunky sign out of this, so we're going to put it together with this Gorilla Glue for what was that, 47? At Walmart. That was from the Walmart app. That's where I get most of my Gorilla Glue stuff. I love it. You see, I've got some wall repair spackle there. We're going to use that in just a minute. From Gorilla Glue. It's a good brand. I use it all the time. Now, I like the wood glue from the Dollar Tree, and it's great. But this just is a large bottle for just not a lot of money, and it lasts so long. So there's our little chunky sign. Oh my goodness. Love that. I didn't even have to take the tags off. Oh, I love this DIY. Taking tags off is definitely not my favorite. All right, so what does this say? 647. And this I've used several times. Can you tell? No, because it just goes and goes. And I'm just going to use ever so slight amount on this. And then I'm going to start putting my little craft stick in my paint water. That's why I keep sticking it over there. To make it a little bit wet. And it just smooths out that wall mount, that spackle. And we'll take out that seam there. I'm going to let that dry, which won't take long at all, because I'm putting on a super thin coat. You can use these if you get a hole in your wall or you want to fill in a hole you made from putting up a picture. This is the stuff to do it. It is great, and it sands so well. So there we go. We're just going to sand that down ever so slightly. Oh, I had to get out a new one because sanding those IOD stamps ate up my last one, so it lived its life. Had to get a new one out, and oh boy, do I love a new sanding block. Looks like that's a new nail file too. Good times. So we're just going to sand this super smooth. So cute. And another staple in my craft room are the baby wipes. I get those a multitude of places. Walmart, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, just wherever I see them and think I need some. Now, I was almost ready, and I got my paintbrush out for the Mod Podge, but then I thought, hold on. I'm not going to be happy with this because of the two-tone color there. I know that I will be sorry if I don't put a coat of this paint down. This is, again, the plaster, because that's just what I had out before. But you could have used white. You could use acrylic white. You could use, an ivory, just so it has a bright base. Napkins are just going to look better. And it wouldn't have been so bad if it hadn't have been two-toned. These little cute jar signs, they are all different colors. So it just didn't make sense not to give it a little coat of paint. And so that's going to just pop. So I consider putting the big sunflower strip on it, but then I think, no, let me just go with something a little more neutral on this napkin. And so I'm going to put that wood grain, that barn wood grain, down. There it goes. And we're just going to do the same treatment. Mod Podge on, napkin on, pat, 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 Mod Podge on top. Let it dry. He's going to get the same treatment. I kind of like it with the white as well. But this is a napkin challenge, so we're making everything match on our table centerpiece. Now, I had to be very careful. I used an X-Acto knife because remember, when you sand a clean edge on decoupage, you're usually sanding away from the napkin. You're sanding down. Well, if I'm sanding down on my napkin, I'm sanding down onto another napkin. I'm sanding up on the clear napkin I put through to distress. So I didn't want to do that. So I used my little X-Acto knife from the Dollar Tree. It comes in a pack of 3. And then I'm going to go side to side. See how I'm kind of going horizontally, I suppose, there to get my clean edge. And it worked perfectly. It kept every bit of napkin stayed down. That Mod Podge is good stuff. And there they are. I embellished them a wee bit with some rope from the Dollar Tree and some buttons and other little fall things I had in baggies around here in my fall craft stash. And I just love my table centerpiece with the little flower boxes and the chunky signs. And you'll recognize lots of Dollar Tree things here. Yes, grateful and blessed. The buffalo check placemats, the plates. Oh, goodness. All right. The Napkin Exchange Challenge. Please check out the playlist below in my description box. And check out Sunflowers and DIYing. That's Sarah and Bella from Bella's Designs. And I know you're going to love their channels as well. Be sure to check out Jackie from Mamma Mia DIY. She is great. And she is who sent me my napkins. And there's my little cutie candy dish with the leaves on it and the distress paint. And we see more Dollar Tree things. That little pedestal on that bowl, that's from the Dollar Tree. Those black signs with the pumpkin cutouts, Dollar Tree signs, I'm using as my runners. Yes, you'll see lots more things over here from the Dollar Tree. Those large pine cones, they have those right now. Now, those beaded garlands hanging from my chandelier, those are at Walmart right now in their holiday. And for $7, 9 feet of already finished beads and already strung. Gorgeous. Go and get your beads right now at Walmart. That is a great price. And I went back after Christmas last year, and there were no beads to be found. So you take your chances if you're waiting for half price at Walmart. And you know Walmart's not going to go half price until after Christmas because their prices are already low. That Hey Pumpkin pillow cover is from Hobby Lobby, as well as the other one, Give Thanks, on the other side. And here's my beautiful beaded garlands coming down. Those galvanized wreaths are from the Dollar Tree. There's our pretty leaf. And there's some more florals from the Dollar Tree and Dollar General. And our beautiful acorn, looking so pretty and so autumnal. There's our pumpkin and our welcome sign. And the table is set. I like a low things on the table if we're going to eat there so that we can talk and converse and share our family's loves and lives and all the things going on. And we do give thanks in all things. I am truly thankful for everything. Those little leaves are cut out from an old method book I have in my piano room. I cut those out on the die tray. And look who else got an upcycle this week. My Dollar Tree, which is not even a month old, this is what it looked like during the grand opening about a month ago, or not even. And then I went to the Dollar Tree earlier in the week, and lo and behold, it's got a new look. So I guess everybody's getting an upcycle right away. My goodness, that's St. Simon's for you. And here's the hutch. I put a few DIYs from other videos in that. And I want to thank you for watching and for liking and subscribing to my channel. And I want to say, from the blue house on the corner, bursting with everything that fall has to offer, and feeling truly thankful. God bless. And I'll see you next time.